can't touch this.
Welcome to Dawg's Country Kitchen, where tonight we're going to prepare a very, very special recipe, been in the family for over 60 years. Mom's homemade cornbread to go with our homemade vegetable soup. As you can see here, we'll come back at another time and actually show you how to make this too, but this is about a 5-hour process and absolutely incredible. But let's get back to the cornbread while we have a couple of minutes. What you're going to do is you're going to start out with a cup, 1 cup of self-rising flour to go with 1 cup of self-rising yellow cornmeal. Along with that, we're going to put in 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of Wesson oil. I like vegetable oil. We're going to put 1 cup of milk. And then we're going to put 2 eggs. Whoop, got an issue there. Thank God we got the shells. Had a little issue there. Gonna break for a little commercial break. We're back at Dawg's Country Kitchen where we're doing Mom's famous cornbread. Homemade cornbread. As I told you earlier, it's 1 cup of self-rising flour, 1 cup of self-rising yellow cornmeal. You've got 1 cup of milk, 1/4 cup, or yeah, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1/4 cup of Wesson vegetable oil. What we're going to do then is we're going to mix it up. Now, what you want to do here is you want to have it. You want it to be lumpy. We don't want to overwork the meal. And I think I told you guys that we're having this along with our Dawg's homemade vegetable beef soup. As you can see here, look how pretty that is. Take a look at that, guys. Now, the nice thing about this is we've already got the oven preheating at 450 degrees. What I like to do is once I mix this up, I like to let it set about 20 minutes. Gives you a nice little opportunity to build your rise, which typically with my cornbread it's about a 3.5 inch rise. So as you can see here, we have our cornmeal ready. We have our oven preheating to 450 degrees. By the way, in a prepared mindset, you want to take your black iron skillet, put a little bit of Wesson vegetable oil in the bottom, just enough to kind of coat the bottom, keep the cornbread from sticking to the bottom. And what we'll do is we'll preheat this in the oven for about 6 minutes before we actually put the batter in. While everything prepares, we're gonna take a short break. You stay tuned, we'll be right back. Oh, like a whole bread of cornbread. Whole pan of little homemade cornbread. Yeah. Welcome back to Dawg's Country Kitchen. As you can see now, heated our iron skillet with a little bit of oil in the bottom. Very hot, make sure you always use pot holders. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna pour our cornbread mix directly in. You're wondering why all that beeping's going on, don't you? That's how many people are in line to get this recipe as we speak. Can you imagine? Gonna spoon that out. We'll move it around, spread it out in our pan. What you can see here is it's already starting to fry a little bit. We'll grab our pot holders now, and we're going to put it back in the oven at 450. We're going to set our timer. Take a look at that. Grab a good picture of that. You can see it already starting to build its little crust format. The oven is preheated to 450 degrees. What we're going to do, let me get that set here. We're going to set this for 22 minutes. Now, every oven's a little bit different. Typically, I'm going to be checking it at about the 18-minute mark. And from about 18 to 20 minutes from now, I'm going to pull it out and show you a perfect plate of homemade cornbread. Welcome back to Dawg's Country Kitchen where the cornbread is done. We're going to pull that out. As you can see here, I already got the plate set. Let's get a nice little picture of that ham. And as you can see here, here's our final result. Look at that golden brown crust. My rise was a little bit less this time because ultimately I didn't let it sit the full 20 minutes. It sat for about 6. But the taste is the same.